Hello and welcome to my first time doing this, and I chose a good time to do it. It's actually UFC 300. Let's fucking go! So, like I said, it's my first time doing this. Hence the poor audio quality and poor streaming quality, poor quality overall, But man, I love the fight game. I love this. I love UFC. I love MMA, and maybe I have some good insights and a nice and a good opinion of this fight card and the next to come. Hopefully I'll be doing this more often. So man, let's just go. Let's just and I'm salivating for this card. People were had their doubts and reservations about the main event, Jamal Hill against Alex Pereira, and actually Bo Nickel being in the main card. But we all know there's a reason for that. Bo Nickel will attract middle-aged people, wrestling fans from the United States. They will be actually able to pay for that extremely pricey pay-per-view. So it makes sense. I'm not gonna debate that. And Jamal Hill against Alex Pereira. And taking in account everything, the actual available fighters and whatnot, I think it's a good main event. Maybe it's not the bonkers main event we were expecting, like something like Brock Lesnar against I don't know, Conor McGregor, but it's not bad taking in account that the first fight of the night is Davison Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. That's crazy. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's go to the first fight of the night. Davison Figueiredo against Cody Garbrandt. Cody no love. Back to bantamweight. I think his last fight was already at bantamweight against Brian Kelleher. Honestly, he looked good, but who doesn't? Or nah, I'm not gonna say this, but it's Brian Kelleher, So I don't think we can take a lot from that fight regarding Cody Garbrandt. And on the other side, we have Davison Figueiredo. The man just went 3 rounds against Rob Font, a solid bantamweight fighter. Nice boxing. Rob Font is a good fighter. Basically, he's not top of the line, but he's not also a shady fighter. He's actually okay. And Davison Figueiredo, he took him to the third round, or actually Rob Font took Davison Figueiredo to the third round. But Davison held its own pretty well, I think. I see him winning this fight, and I'm more inclined to go with Davison Figueiredo by decision. Because for me, in my opinion, if Cody Garbrandt pulls this off, it's gonna be a knockout. I don't see this fight going 3 rounds when you have Cody Garbrandt, throwing and like he has actually, in my opinion, like a crisp boxing, good head movement. He ducks. He's pretty good on the stand up. But it's Davison Figueiredo, Deus de Guerra. The guy still, I think, has a lot in his tank, and I think he's going for the title, or at least he will try to go for that contender, place at the bantamweight division. So, in my opinion, I will pick Davison Figueiredo to win, probably by decision. But anything can happen. If we go back on the tape of Davison Figueiredo, the guy hasn't actually finished anyone since who was it? Joe Benavidez. Yeah, Joe Benavidez. Let me check this out. So yeah. Okay, no, he actually finished Alex Perez by guillotine choke. But yeah, basically also not like a great fighter, at least not at this stage. You know, Alex Perez was an okay, a good fighter, but in this, I think this was the fight that completely broke him. And yeah, Perez is not a solid fighter anymore, in my opinion. He's going to fight next week, by the way, against Mateusz Nicolau. But okay, that's not what we're discussing. So yeah, we got Davison Figueiredo for the win, probably by unanimous decision. Let's see. Next, we have Bobby King Green against Jim fucking Miller. That's the way he wants to be called at UFC 300. I have to abide. You know, the guy deserves it. He has like almost 40 fights in the UFC. I say that he is, in my opinion, he's Hall of Fame status. You know, not only because of almost 40 fights in the UFC, but the dude won a lot of fights. He holds a lot of records. And yeah, I think he's deserving of the title of Hall of Famer. That being said, in my opinion, I'm going. I This one is difficult. Okay, we got Bobby Green against Jim Miller. Bobby Green just came from a really concussive knockout against Jalen. No, who was it? Jalen Turner. Yeah, Jalen Turner. Round one punches. Yeah, we all remember that how that went. You know, again, the guy was already knocked out. He came back to life. Then he got knocked down again while he was with his stomach turning to the canvas. You know, like he wasn't even. He just had his hands covering his head, waiting for the ref to stop the fight. Jalen Turner knocked him out like 2 or 3 times during that exchange. Not an exchange because Bobby Green wasn't throwing back. You know, he was just getting punched in the back of the head successfully. Yeah, Jalen Turner. Yeah, he fucked him up pretty bad. That being said, if Bobby Green can, you know, this fight was, let's say, 4 months ago against Jalen Turner. Yeah, 4 months ago. So, I think that's too soon to return to action. But if he gets his rhythm going, you know, if his chin can withstand some damage, I think he takes the win. I say this because, you know, Jim Miller, good fighter, but not necessarily a powerful fighter when it comes to striking, you know. He knocked out his previous opponent, I think, but that's not no, he knocked out Jesse Butler and submitted Gabriel Benitez in his last fight. So, he's not a very like knockout prone kind of guy, you know. So he has 7 wins by KO, TKO. That's for a guy that has more than 40 fights. He has 50 fights actually. More than 50 fights. I don't think that's a good record in my humble opinion, okay? So let's not classify him as pillow-handed Jim Miller, but he's close to that, I guess, since he doesn't hold a lot of knockouts. So I will go with Bobby Green. I will trust his chin to be okay. Let's hope the CTE didn't take a hold of him because of his last fight, okay? Yeah, Bobby Green, good output, good boxing. He's actually, in my opinion, got some good wrestling as well. I think he's a D2, D1 wrestler. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking shit. I'm not gonna verify that fact. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm going with Bobby Green. Probably by decision because I don't see him knocking out Jim Miller as well. But yeah, this is gonna be a. I think it's gonna be a fun fight. Yeah, Bobby Green fights are always kind of fun. He has that orthodox style. Going with the flow, tucking his chin behind his shoulder, rolling with the punches. Yeah, I think Bobby Green has the tools to win this fight by decision, but we'll see if CT didn't got a hold of him since his last fight. Let's see. I'm going with Bobby Green, okay? Next up, we got Jessica Andrade against Marina Rodriguez. Yeah. Number 1 strawweight in Marina Rodriguez against number 6 strawweight in Jessica Andrade. Yeah. What can I say about this fight? Look, Marina Rodriguez, she's actually a pretty good fighter, very solid. Jessica Andrade has her days, She can be on or off. Depending on that, I'm still going with Marina. I think she has the tools. I think she's got less mileage on her body, She's probably the more fresher out of the two. And she actually has, good boxing. Her last fight was against Michelle Watterson. That's not a good, reference to go with. She lost the fight before to Virna Jandiroba, and before that to Amanda Lemos. So she's getting actually good opponents. Split decision against Xiaonan. Yeah, hey, I'm going with Marina. I think she gets it done, obviously by decision. This is a woman's MMA fight, not to slander them, but yeah, I think this fight goes to decision. Marina Rodriguez, she will win. She will put her 1-2s, those combos, those little combos, and yeah, she will point fight this fight basically. So I got Marina Rodriguez. Let's see if it turns out to be true. I wouldn't put money on this fight, to be honest. Maybe going the distance, but to choose a winner, I have to. So I'm going with Marina, but yeah, probably go to decision. But yeah, this is what I got to say about this fight, honestly. So yeah. Next up, we got Jalen Turner against Renato Moicano. Money Moicano against the Tarantula. So, this fight has its, special points about it, let's say. First of all, I see Jalen Turner win this fight. The longer reach, those big-ass arms, good striking, Renato Moicano, for me, is a guy that, trusts his chin too much. He goes forward, he gets struck, and he hopes that he doesn't go down. And I think Jalen Turner has the reach, has the power advantage. He's basically a welterweight at this point. He's super, he's huge, for the division. Super tall, super lengthy, But yeah, I got Jalen Turner winning this fight. I will say by finishing, and I think Moicano will trust his chin too much, and he will get caught. And Jalen Turner, for me, is no business, is no walk in the park. He's still maturing, still gaining confidence. Number 9 against number 10 in the lightweight division. Number 9 being Jalen Turner. Yeah, I have him to win by finishing. I would say KO, TKO. You choose. But yeah, the only way I see Moicano winning this is by, he gets him to the ground, probably gets his back and chokes him, basically. But yeah, That's the only way I see Moicano winning. Maybe he will, fuck up the plans for everyone, me including, and me included, and win by I don't know, fucking fucking decision. I don't see him pulling a knockout. Let's just check really quick his record. He got last fight against Drew Dober, a unanimous decision, rear naked choke against Brad Riddell and Alexander Hernandez. In the meanwhile, he lost to Rafael dos Anjos. He won actually against Chase Hooper in grappling. Okay, he is Jai Herbert. Yeah, the guy for sure. He's a grappler, so this only confirms that. Yeah, I think he's going to if he wins this fight, it's going to be by by submission. But I seriously doubt that happens. Jalen Turner, he's a good fighter overall. Never lost by submission. 4 losses by decision, 3 losses by KO TKO. I see him winning this fight. Let's see how it goes. And look at the competition he's been having the last 4 or 5 fights. Like Bobby Green won, lost to Dan Hooker, lost to Matthias Gamrot. The boring ass Matthias Gamrot, split decision, but he lost. And yeah, Matthias Gamrot, he's fucking boring for sure. But I have to admit, he's actually a good fighter. When it comes to wrestling and his particular game, it's boring, I know, but he's a good fighter. Lost against Matthias, then a win against Brad Riddell, win against Jamie Malarkey. Yeah, he's an okay competition. I would say he's Jalen is going to take this home, win probably by TKO, maybe a decision. We'll see how Renato's chin holds up. But yeah, next up we got Sodiq Yusuff against Diego Lopes. This is gonna be a good fight, guys. I say this because it's Diego Lopes. We already seen every fight that he had in the UFC. It's been bonkers. Like it starts hard. Like the guy first fight that he had in the UFC, he went up against Evloev, another super exciting fighter. But yeah, he went against Evloev. He lost by unanimous decision. But if we remember correctly, that fight that was a very good fight, because of Diego Lopes. He was willing to go to deep waters, trying to submit, exchanging with Movsar. He lost because it was his first fight, and he went all in. I think he gets this done. Okay, I don't know exactly how. I'm almost 100% sure that this fight is gonna start, crazy. First one's gonna be crazy because, he's gonna take the fight to Sodiq, and let's see how Sodiq holds this because Sodiq Yusuff. Good fighter, good overall, I think his last fight was against Edson. Yes, it was a fucking war. But it leaves me with a type of, doubt. I'm doubting Sodiq Yusuff because, man, I know it's Edson Barbosa, a legend of the game. But I was not expecting that, I was expecting Sodiq Yusuff to win by unanimous decision, not to lose by unanimous decision with Edson Barbosa. Let's face it, Edson Barbosa, probably already like a cult legend of the game, I would say, because of those kicks, the knockouts, whatever. But I don't rate him presently as a great fighter or even as a good fighter, you know? Um, with all due respect for Edson Barbosa, by the way. Uh, but yeah, this was a shady fight, let's say, in respect to Sadiq Yusuf. He should have won that fight. Like, he's the fresher fighter, the younger fighter, and actually, you know, he's good. He's a good fighter overall. I was hoping that he won that fight, and I didn't bet on it. I'm just saying. Uh, that being said, I'm taking Diego Lopes. Uh, I would say via submission. You know, Sadiq Yusuf has been submitted before. No, he actually hasn't. Well, this is the first time he's gonna get submitted. Because that's the way I see Diego winning this fight. He lost. Sadiq lost one fight by TKO in the first round against who? Against Luis Gomez at Titan FC. This was when? This was, yeah, in 2017. Okay, 7 years ago. But yeah, I'm not seeing Diego Lopes knocking this guy out. I'm seeing if he wins, it's going to be by unanimous or submission. Most likely submission for Diego Lopes. So yeah, that's what we got. I say Diego Lopes by submission. Okay, let's go to the next fight, guys. Holly Holm against Kayla Harrison. The PFL champ, the two-time gold Olympic champion. I don't know. She's finally in the UFC. I think she should have been here sooner. But this is what we got. She's gonna fight a 42-year-old Holly Holm. I think she's 42, right? Let's see. She's 42. She's gonna fight a 42-year-old Holly Holm for her debut. Let's face it. I don't know if you saw the weigh-ins. She was depleted as hell, but I already saw a picture of her. She gained the weight back. She's a fucking beast now. She has the conditions to manhandle Holly Holm. No pun intended, okay? She has the conditions to win this fight. Let's face it, guys. She's bigger. She has good wrestling, good judo, yeah? If Holly Holm goes to win this fight, I think she has to rely on her striking, not getting taken to the ground, because it's almost guaranteed that, a 95% guarantee that Kayla Harrison is going to try to test her on the feet. Probably she will feel kind of like, some type of insecurity on the feet, and she will wrestle Holly Holm to the ground, and she can and she will do it. If she tries to wrestle Holly Holm to the ground, she will probably get it done and get her on the ground. And if she gets full mount, if she gets the back, I think it's game over for Holly Holm. I'm going with Kayla Harrison by maybe TKO, some ground and pound. I don't see her submitting her, but yeah, ground and pound or a decision. If Holly Holm wins this fight, it's gonna be a knockout or a decision as well. Well, I don't know. It's not a pick'em fight for sure. I have Kayla Harrison to win this, but still, it's kind of a shady fight, I would say. Everything can happen, to be honest. It's the UFC. It's a women's fight, so yeah. I got Kayla Harrison to win, possibly by ground and pound / decision. We will see. Next we have Calvin Kattar against Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master. Let's go. First fight for Aljamain Sterling at featherweight. Well, I think it's gonna be a crazy fight, this one. Don't quote me on this one, okay, guys? But I think it's gonna be a crazy fight. I think Aljamain has the tools to win this, but Calvin Kattar has some crisp boxing, some crisp one-twos, some fundamentals, of the boxing discipline, So, ah, this is Aljamain's fight, in my opinion. Honestly, how he does it, it's probably wrestling orientated, probably wrestling uh, based fight for Aljamain. I think he has to wrestle Calvin Kattar. Because if he tries to exchange with Calvin, then Calvin, like I said, has some crisp boxing, and I think he gets the better of Aljamain in the stand-up department. If Aljamain gets this to the ground, he controls Calvin, man, he wins the fight. And actually, what it's possible to happen is that this goes to a decision. And Aljamain, if this goes to a decision, I think Aljamain wins the decision because he's gonna spend time in control, on the ground, whatnot. Honestly, in my opinion, this has the potential to be like a crazy fight, where we're gonna see exchanges and the fight goes to the ground and they come back up, goes to the ground again, but in a exciting way. Or it's gonna be a kind of a snooze fest. I don't know. Will we have to wait to see, But I'm picking Aljamain Sterling. I'm picking the Funk Master to win by decision. Don't quote me on this one, guys, but I have him to win, So let's see how it goes. Next up, we got the main fight of the prelims. That's how they say it now. I was trying to find the term, but I can't remember. So it's Jiří Procházka, a fucking samurai from Czech Republic, against Alexander Rakic. Well, guys, I have to go with Jiří. It's not that I have, but even like looking at the records of each guy, looking at the style, man, Rakic hasn't knocked out an opponent since fucking Jimmy Manuwa, I think. Let's hope I'm speaking like Thiago Santos, unanimous. Anthony lost to Volkan. Yeah, he hasn't. Man, and it was a fucking freakish knockout, the one against Jimmy Manuwa. But that's his last win by knockout. It's against Jimmy fucking Manuwa in 2019. Well, I don't think he's gonna knock out Jiří. That being said, we have to take into account that Jiří was knocked out some months ago by Shama, by Alex Pereira. It's true, but I think Jiří is going to, confuse Alexander Rakic with his orthodox style of fighting, And actually, Jiří has a kind of a good chin. Okay, it withheld some damage in a lot of fights before fighting Alex and being knocked out by Poatan. He got knocked out once, I think, against the legend King Mo. And it was a crazy knockout, by the way. But yeah, I'm taking Jiří. I'm taking Jiří by decision, to be honest, or submission. I don't see also Jiří knocking out Alexander, because I think Alexander will have kind of a conservative type of fighting. He will not risk much, and Jiří is going to go against him. He's going to push him to the cage and probably go for a takedown and submit him, maybe ground and pound. Who knows? But I'm not seeing this to be a war on the feet, But yeah, I'm taking Jiří. Not only because I really like him, but I think Alexander Rakic is a good matchup for him. And shit, this is not the 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 best fight for Rakic to return after this long time injury. But shit, he's a fucking gladiator, I guess. They're all our gladiators. So he took the fight. Good for him. Maybe he wins. Who knows? But yeah, I'm seeing this going to Yuri by submission. Okay, I will never risk to say on this round blah blah blah. No, it's going to Yuri, probably by submission. We'll see. Uh, Next fight, the the opener of the main card. We got the legend, the undefeated 5-0 Bo, the average American Nickel. I say the average American because come on, this guy like the average wrestler. We have every middle-aged wrestler, you know, or they were wrestlers in their youth, so probably they resonate with Bo Nickel, and they will want to see their prodigal child, you know, tearing up on the UFC and in MMA. He's going against Cody Brundage. Look, guys, I got this. There's a reason UFC chose Cody Brundage for an opponent for Bo Nickel. You know, there's a reason. You know, Cody Brundage coming from, yeah, he has a 10-5 record. Who the fuck has Cody Brundage fought? Huh? Tell me. And he lost probably in the UFC, right? Yeah, he lost. He lost against Cedric Dumas, Rodolfo Vieira, and Michael Olejniczuk. Yeah, this is actually not a, you know, Michael Olejniczuk and Rodolfo Vieira. I accept those losses, you know. I accept those losses. Rodolfo Vieira, a great grappler, like a really good grappler. BJJ phenom, gasses out pretty quickly, but he lost to fucking Rodolfo Vieira, arm triangle choke, so it makes sense. Lost to Michael Olejniczuk, first round, and a decision to Cedric Dumas. What can we take from this? Then he won via illegal elbow to the back of the head by Jacob Malcolm. So and a slam and punches against Zach Reese. What do I have to say about goddamn Cody Brundage? Well, I don't rate him as a good fighter. And that's honestly why I think the UFC chose this guy to go against Bo Nickel. That being said, I don't think this will be as easy of a fight as the last one against Val Woodburn that Bo Nickel won via KO, I think. You know, I saw that fight. Val Woodburn just swung to the fences. No type of, you know, no plan, no nothing. Just swung. Hope that he caught Bo Nickel. He didn't. Obviously, Bo Nickel caught him, and that was the end of the fight. Man, I understand the UFC doing this for basically like on a marketing standpoint, but this kind of tarnishes this main card in my opinion, because man, we could have, you know, so much better fights to open this card. But again, the UFC knows what they're doing, so yeah, I got Bo Nickel, you know, probably by finish. I doubt this goes to a decision. If it does, it will tarnish Bo Nickel's image for sure. Everyone is expecting a fast fight, you know, fast finish, me included. Yeah, I got Bo Nickel. I don't know, probably by knockout, but who knows? Probably some ground and pound, takes him to the ground. But yeah, we will see. I'm still gonna sprinkle some, you know, some pennies on Cody Brundage. Let's see how it goes. It hurts me to say it could be one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, but we're talking about Bo Nickel. Like, Who was the biggest upset? Like, this guy fought Bo Nickel, who was 5-0 and won. Ah, but yeah, I'm hoping, like, I want Cody Brundage to win, but I don't see that happening. Still, Bo Nickel for the win, probably ground and pound. But yeah, don't quote me on the way this fight finishes. Just Bo Nickel. That's it. Then we got, finally, we're getting, Charles Oliveira back again. Charles do Bronx, my man. The champ has a name, and it's Charles do Bronx Oliveira. He's going against, in my opinion, a fucking prodigy, Arman Tsarukyan. You know, it's gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. We all love Charles Oliveira, okay? Me included. I love that guy. I think he brings so much joy and charisma. The guy doesn't speak a word of English, but still, he gets his message through. And he has some bangers in the UFC. He's been there since like 2010. The guy is a veteran of the sport. I think he's 34. I don't know. 34. What's his age? 34. He is 34 against a young lion like Arman Tsarukyan. Probably, I would say 25, something like that. 26, 27, 20, 21 and 3. Been fighting tough opposition. His last fights were against Benil Dariush, Joaquim Silva, who's not that tough. Damir Ismailoglu is not that tough. But Matthias Gamrot, he lost. Joel Alvarez, man, I take back what I said. Not that of a tough opposition. He fought Islam. They were both up and comers. He actually held its own against Islam, but lost by unanimous decision. Yeah, honestly, guys, with much sadness, I have Arman Tsarukyan winning this, and it's probably going to be by finish. Probably some type of ground and pound. I don't know how Charles will approach this fight, okay? I have flashbacks of Charles Oliveira fighting against Islam. And that's kind of what I'm seeing happening here against Arman. It's going to be a tough fight, I don't see this going the full 3 rounds. Man, honestly, I'm seeing Arman knocking out this guy. And kind of in a similar way that Charles got knocked out against Islam. Like, he goes, like, recklessly for a knee or some type of strike. Recklessly, and gets caught with a fucking hook or some shit like that. And goes to the ground. Arman gets on top of him. And he's going to be relentless. And he's going to knock out Charles Oliveira. That being said, I really hope it doesn't happen. I hope Charles gets this done. But from a betting and prediction standpoint, I gotta go with my Armenian bro, Arman Tsarukyan. I really hope it doesn't happen. But I will not bet on this fight, by the way. My heart gets me to put money on Charles, but I will not do it. I lost money before because of that, and I will not make the same mistake again. Yeah, Arman Tsarukyan by finish. That's what I predict, okay, guys? Then we have Justin, the highlight reel, Gaethje against Max Holloway. Let's fucking go, Jerome Holloway. Yeah, his first name is Jerome. I think the MMA community already knows that. And if you don't, well, now you know because of me, okay? And that's an honor, by the way. I feel honored to let you know that actually his first name is Jerome. Jerome Holloway finally got his fucking floral shorts or whatever. So he's going to fight against Justin Gaethje. It's gonna be a fun fight for sure. For sure, it's gonna be a fun fight. I think Justin is going to take the fight to Max. He's gonna make Max go on a back pedal against the cage. And actually, I see Max catching Gaethje with a strike. Let's see how how Justin Chin holds up. But yeah, to be very brief, because I'm already on a 40-minute video, I got Max Holloway to win via finish. Probably a knockout. I say this because it's impossible for this fight to go the 5 rounds. Yeah, because this is a fight for a title, guys. It's the BMF title, which it's not a real title, let's face it, but nevertheless, it's a 5-round fight, and I don't. And if this fight goes the full 5 rounds, man, these guys are gonna be fucking vegetables at the end. And that's the only way I see that happening. Their chins, holding up, and miraculously they go to the 5 rounds. But yeah, I see Max catching Gaethje. I don't know exactly how, but I think he has the crisper striking, the self-proclaimed best boxer in the UFC, and he is actually a very good boxer. Yeah, I see Max winning this, and what happens after that? Because if Max wins, will he stay at lightweight, or will he go back to featherweight to fight Ilia Topuria? Who the fuck knows? Jerome is crazy. Jerome, yeah, I see Jerome winning. Yeah, Jerome by knockout, by finish. Yeah, it's gonna be a banger. Co-main event, we got actually pretty good women fight. It's pretty good. I don't care what people say. Weili Zhang usually is never in a boring fight. Yan Jiaonan, also like a type of striker, good output, She throws punches. These girls actually are in punching wind, They're actually trying to strike their opponent in the face. Man, it's a good fight overall. China is probably going wild, China, man. Never thought to see 2 Chinese fighters fighting for a belt in the UFC, but it's happening, and it had to happen in the women's division. That will never happen, or at least in the next coming years, that will never happen in the male divisions. So yeah, I got Weili Zhang to win this. Honestly, I see this fight going the 5 rounds. I don't know, like, these ladies can bang, but I think there will be a lot of wrestling transitions, a lot of back and forths in the ground. But yeah, since it's a woman fight, I see this going to 5 full rounds. And Weili taking the dub by decision. Good output by Yan Xiaonan, and Weili Zhang, I wouldn't say that much of a good output, but she bangs, and when she connects, man, things happen. But still, Yan Xiaonan, good fighter. I don't see her getting knocked out. Maybe a submission, but that can happen to either side. I would not be super surprised if Yan Xiaonan won this fight via submission. But yeah, I don't know how it will go, and I'm not a good, I don't foresee the future. I'm just giving you my opinion and how I think the fights will go. Yeah, I got Weili Zhang by decision or submission. We'll see. It will probably go to 5 rounds, but I don't know, man. And to end this exceptionally good fight card, we got the main event. Alex Poatan Pereira against Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill. Honestly, from what I see here at Tapology, Alex Pereira is the light heavyweight champion of the world, but is still fourth in the rankings. And I know Tapology includes Bellator, One, all of PFL, all those, other promotions. And Jamal Hill is actually the number 3. So actually, let me just see Yeti is actually number 2. So Yeti is fighting on the prelims, and he's number 2 for Tapology. But yeah, going back to Alex Pereira against Jamal Hill, man, this is going to be... I also don't see this... this one is impossible to go 5 rounds. Alex Pereira has stone in his hands, and Jamal Hill also has, like, crazy knockout power. But in my opinion, Jamal is super, super reckless, He connects and you're going down. You're going to sleep. But like, the guy is just throwing without caution, And Alex Pereira, even if his style is super weird and kind of people say he's not that technical, he is super technical. Short punches, short hooks, He's been doing this for ages, kickboxing, He's been doing this for ages. He's got his game figured out. I think Alex Pereira catches Jamal Hill, whether it's on the first, the second, the third round. It's bound to happen. Either way, this fight is going to end up via knockout. If Alex Pereira wins, it's going to be a knockout. And especially if Jamal wins, it's going to be a knockout as well. I don't see this going to 5 rounds. But shit, crazier things have happened before. So, yeah, I'm going with Alex Pereira via knockout. Man, this is going to be a crazy fight card. I'm really excited. Man, I'm really, really excited to go watch this event, not live, I don't have a lot of money to spend, so I will not be joining the UFC 300 in Las Vegas, but unfortunately, by the way, but yeah, I will be seeing this live, and really, I'm pumped up, this is going to be an awesome fight card, and I think we have a lot to look up for, and yeah, guys, thank you for watching this. I hope I could help someone, make some bank. If not, this is just an experience, by the way. I'm doing this for the first time. I'm not a pro, not even close to it. Probably I will rewatch this video and I will say, man, what the fuck were you talking about, or whatever. But shit, I had to try, and hopefully I'll do this again. I really love this sport, I watch it, religiously. Even the women's fights, I watch them all. I've been through some snooze fest, like male and female. So yeah, man, I really hope this is an exciting, it turns out to be a super awesome card from beginning to finish. We'll see. Thank you to everyone who listened and watched this. Probably 1, 2, probably 0. We'll see. 0 people, and I'm okay with that. I just wanted to, let my opinion out on the intraweb. It's gonna be there in perpetuity. So yeah, guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the fight card, because I will. See you next time. Have a good fight, okay? Fight card, fight night, whatever. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Please. Peace.